Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of First Look Final Word, podcast where we take you along to see a movie with us. My name's Pete.
My name's Trevor. What's going on, you bearded alcoholic fur trappers? Today we're seeing Hundreds of Beavers. Very excited about this one, Pete.
That was fun. I have no idea what this movie's about, so that just made me laugh, sorry.
In the 19th century, a drunken applejack salesman must go from zero to hero and become North America's greatest fur trapper by defeating hundreds of beavers.
Right.
So, I don't know if you remember this. Oh, your dog just farted, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing that a lot.
We're in Pete's basement for this one, watching this one at home. When we did our final Oscar and favorite movies of 2024 rankings, I had this movie as number 2. So I've been talking it up for a long time, and I convinced Pete to let me put it on the schedule and show it to him.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure last week didn't you say it was like...
I said it was.
You said it was like one of the greatest movies ever made.
I said it's the greatest comedy in the last 10 years.
That's what it was. I knew it was something hyperbolic, but yeah. No,
when I was thinking about like my 10 favorite comedies of all time, and I'm like, I think I'm slotting this one in here, man. Like it's really really good.
Man, this I swear I said it last week, but you're gonna overly hype me up here, and I'm gonna end up not liking it as much.
All right, for folks who haven't seen it yet, and you're planning on watching it along with this podcast, get your expectations as high as they possibly
Get
can.
hyped.
Get hyped. Like this movie's good enough. It's gonna match any expectation.
Yeah, but I mean, comedy is a tricky thing though, because our taste in comedy doesn't always jive.
That's very true. That's very true. And this movie is a slapstick, low budget, silent comedy.
You really selling it.
But I feel like it's universal.
All right, okay.
I had I was playing selective scenes from it the other day, and
just for fun.
My wife, my brother-in-law, my mother-in-law, all various ages, and they're all laughing at it.
Fun for the whole family there.
They were or not. I wouldn't say that.
Fair enough. Don't show it to your kids.
Yeah, well, this movie is really great. I don't really want to say too much because I don't want to.
I feel like you've already said a lot. But I literally I have no idea what this is about. All I know is...
I just told you.
All I know is what Trevor just said, so I know as much as the listeners who haven't seen it.
It's really good. Also black and white.
Oh, really?
But it's also it's a movie that is basically I think it distills the experience of playing a video game into a movie format better than anything else I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Try. And dozens of movies have tried to do that, right?
Interesting. It's actually trying?
Yeah, no, it's not hiding that fact at all.
Because I watched Flow this weekend.
Is that like a video game?
No, but it reminded me of a video game. I think just because of the animation style.
Yeah.
And
how'd you like it?
Loved it. Yeah, my whole family loved it. My wife said to me today, she's like, I think that Flow movie was one of the best movies I've seen for a long time.
Wow.
Well, it's great. It's really good.
Yeah.
I can see why it won. But but I think I've been playing Stray a lot as well. You know, the video game Stray.
Yeah.
So it might just be that, but it just seemed a bit like you're controlling that character.
Well, the viewpoint changes in Flow like you would when you're toggling around a video game, right? To get a good perspective.
Yeah, I think just because it's an adventure, right? You go on an adventure, you go to a place, you come back.
Or you got to hop out here, collect some
jump
treasure.
Out, check out what's going on, search around, catch a fish.
I think Flo was hopping in that water too much. If I'm being honest. My family was calling the cat Flo. I don't know if your kids were doing that.
No, that's a good point actually. I don't think we did, but now I think about it, yeah, I don't know.
My daughter had us doing the dialogue for the animals throughout because it's also a silent movie basically, right?
No dialogue in that movie.
So she's let's all play different animal characters.
Right.
So I was the capybara.
Nice.
And,
I was gonna say
my son was the cat, and
right.
I'm trying to think who everybody was, but yeah, she just had us running dialogue the whole time, but it was fun.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
It just didn't make its way into my top 10.
Right. Yeah.
Do you think you'd put it in there if you were to redo your top 10 of 2024?
Top 10 2024? Probably, actually. Yeah, I think I might. I think I probably would.
So I had the Wild Robot in my number 10 slot, I think, and Flo was probably number 12 or so for me. I thought it was a pretty good year. Like a lot of stuff that was.
I think I want to go back and watch The Wild
Fighting
Robot again.
It's a great movie. It's a tearjerker.
We're in a golden age of animation, I'm telling you.
We are. Yeah.
It's so good.
Have you seen Memoir of a Snail yet?
Memoir of a Snail, I have not.
That was the other one that's nominated. It was nominated for Best Animated.
That's right, yeah. My mind went to Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
This one's very different. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like the other stop motion guy from Australia. I can't remember his name, but it's super depressing movie, but very good.
It's not based on that internet meme of like a snail chasing you forever.
No, but
They should make a movie of that. That'd be
I guess
amazing.
snails are in the zeitgeist. Mm-hmm. That would actually be a great movie if you made a movie of that meme.
Just a snail kept popping up every
because-
20 years.
Because it's such a scary concept.
Right? It's like it's never going to stop going for you and you can't stop it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't we leave the rest unsaid about this?
Yeah. That's what I mean.
talk lots about.
I'm going into this super like blind pretty much.
Well,
And now I've got no idea what to expect. I'm like, it's a video game, but it's like a period piece in black and white, slapstick comedy. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
yeah. And it pulls it off, man. It honestly, like I can't recommend this movie enough to folks who are listening.
Has it got anybody like recognizable in it, or is it just super like independent thing?
They made it for $100,000 over a period of like 3 years.
Wow, nice.
Just like an absolute labor of love.
That's amazing. No, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so if you are a returning listener, or a new listener, I'm going to tell you right now too. Pete and I are doing an ongoing project to cover every Aardman movie from the Aardman studio, and today is our last episode of Project Aardman.
Yeah, it's been a journey, man.
Yeah, this is the 10th episode.
Aardman have done a lot of stuff. When we first said we were going to do this, I was like, yeah, I like all Aardman stuff. And then the more we got into it, I was like, man, they've done a lot of stuff.
I'd hardly seen anything really.
Yeah.
Like just like a few here and there.
Yeah, I'd seen
mostly just Wallace and
I'd
Gromit
seen
stuff,
most of it. I
right?
think there's only a couple that I hadn't seen already when we started.
But most of the shorts you hadn't seen, right?
That's true. Yeah, a lot of the little shorts, but like all the big shorts I'd seen, like
Yeah.
all the Wallace and Gromits and all that stuff I'd seen. But yeah, none of the like wacky, crazy stuff that we've gone into over the past few weeks.
Yeah, it's certainly been a journey, but like I really enjoyed it. Like I like doing these completist projects.
No, it's been a lot of fun because it's one of those things, and I know you're big into doing like completionist stuff.
Yeah.
But like, there's lots of stuff where it's like I'd never seen Early Man, and I probably never really would have got around to watching that ever. But
yeah,
I'm glad I did.
You can probably skip it. So
Yeah, spoiler if you haven't heard that episode, it's not the best, but
so
I'm glad I watched it though.
I said last week that I thought I would have Chicken Run 2 at the bottom of my list. And I got to tell you, I quite like this movie.
Yeah,
it won me over.
I rewatched it actually because I think I'd said I'd seen it before, but I just like my kids were watching it, and I kind of just saw bits and pieces, and like, yeah, whatever, it's just chicken still again. But I watched it again. I kind of quite liked it too, although I still think it's kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, like I think during the first 10 minutes, I'm like, oh man, this movie is gonna be a piece of shit. Like this sucks. But then from the point, and yeah, we're gonna spoil Chicken Run 2 for anyone who hasn't seen
we're
it
getting
right now,
Dawn
so
of the Nugget is gonna get ruined.
But from the point where the daughter just like, runs away and then gets into that compound, the movie's like really humming. Like it makes some weird, wild choices.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it. I agree with you. I feel like I don't know if it could have got there quicker. I feel like the first little bit is a bit like, I don't really care about these chickens living on this island. It's like they're like making juice by stuff. I don't like, just get on with it. Yeah, but
it's kind of interesting, like because it's sort of doing like the Lego sequel thing. Like, the parents have gone off and had a big adventure. Now, like, their ideal life is just living a quiet life, but the kid, wants to get out there.
Yeah, terrible, like, just tell her what's going on, then she won't go. It's like, oh, don't worry about it. There's just so much cool shit out there that you don't need to worry about. She's like, I'm just going to go then.
It's sort of like The Village, Like
That's a great pull.
Well, and then, like, it's sort of doing The Prisoner thing, which is a show I've never seen it, but I've just seen like the parodies from The Simpsons or whatever.
Exactly.
Did you ever watch that?
No, it's a British show, right? But
Yeah.
no, I never did see it. So I just know the clips of it, like that they would show like on TV all the time.
I've watched clips like pretty regularly. They'll come up and like it's just very striking visually.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I mean. It's crazy.
And I'm like, man, should I watch this movie? I'm like, I have such a big TV backlog. Like, I don't know if I need to watch a British miniseries from the '60s, but like it looks really good.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those. I have no idea what I'm purposing this on, but I feel like it's one of those things like, oh, that seems like a really cool concept, and you watch it and you'd be a bit like,
Might run it. Well, like, yeah, it was probably like revolutionary for the '60s at the time, but then you've probably seen so many things that are better than
exactly.
it now.
Yeah, I think it's one of those.
But yeah, it also kind of plays like, like a Bond movie or something, and
Yeah,
like
that's what I was gonna say. It's definite Bond villain, and I feel like it's supposed to be set in like the '60s. It seems
definitely,
like,
yeah.
So it's like it's very like early Bond stuff.
Yeah, kind of like Dr. No.
Yeah,
for instance.
even like the evil doctor bad guy in it. It was just like a Bond villain.
No, definitely. Well, and that was her new husband, right?
Yeah. Because she mentions that she got rid of the old one,
and she was like sort of like hinting that she was gonna want to marry that other
move on
guy.
to
Like
the,
she's just
to the
like,
other guy.
so she's not Mrs. Tweed anymore in this one, right? Like, what is she?
I think she still is Mrs. Tweed, but
Okay.
Tweedy, is it Tweed or Tweedy?
I thought it was I don't know.
Oh, who cares? But yeah, I think
She doesn't deserve us
I think
to
she
know.
still goes by that name. I think so.
Right.
Maybe she just never took her first husband's name. He was Mr. Tweedy, though, wasn't he? You know what? I think so. I think we're focusing on the wrong thing.
I think it was his farm.
I want to know what happened with him.
Well, she's just a bit like he outran his use to her. She's just a social climber.
Yeah. I love how they like the glow up they gave her from the first movie to this movie though. She's like all like glammed up like a bit like like a villainess rather than just like wearing wellies on a farm.
So what did you think of the voice cast for this one?
I thought it was solid. I didn't realize that they replaced most of them.
Yeah, Miranda Richardson came back, right?
Which one was she?
Isn't she? She's like the.
I'll pull. We're not driving, so it's easier to pull stuff up.
I noticed her name on both of them, and now because she wasn't Ginger,
well, I know
right?
Like because I know they replaced
Thandie Newton, right?
Yeah, they replaced Ginger. They replaced Rocky, and the old guy, Fowler, and the rats. I think they replaced, and like they said that they replaced most of them because the people just sounded too old because it had been like 20 years or whatever it was.
Well, because correct me if I'm wrong, but the first Chicken Run, it ended with the coda where like it had a bunch of kids running around, right? So
did it?
I thought it did.
I don't remember that, but you might be right.
Maybe it's just a false memory I have. But anyways, like this one, it basically takes place like right after.
Yeah, it's like a direct sequel.
Yeah.
It's like, you can back to back them pretty easily.
I will say, I think that, they didn't really have anything for Rocky to do in this one.
Yeah, you know what? That was the one thing I didn't like about this movie. And I'm not the kind of guy that cries about them like, oh, they like demasculate or the male figure so that the women can take center stage. Like I'm not like a person that cries about that, but I kind of did feel that way. They made him like way dumber and just they made him the dumb sidekick. Where in the first one he was like a shyster.
Well, it's kind of funny because he's like, I have all this male energy that I have to direct towards this escape, and then he just like does the stupidest thing ever, just like goes right into an electric fence.
Right.
But yeah, like I think that they just wanted to just like get him to the side pretty quick.
Yeah, and I get that. It was a mother-daughter story, right? So they don't want him sort of
like
I don't
want to be precious about Chicken Run. Or
no,
anything, right?
I know,
like,
but I did feel like why is he acting like such an idiot? Like he's making him more annoying than like. I feel like they could have just done that a bit better.
He ended up being helpful, but I would say he was as helpful as the rats, right? Whereas the first one, it's kind of like a partnership between him and Ginger, which is what helps them.
Yeah,
escape.
I feel like you could take Rocky. You could just be like, oh, Rocky went back to the States and left us without him, and it would be the same movie.
Yeah. That being said, like I thought this was a really, really solid movie. I was liking it a lot. Like,
ooh, I didn't know Bella Ramsey did the voice of Molly.
Yeah, she did. I
didn't realize that. Oh, that's cool. Who did you say was in it? I've got the cast list up here.
Miranda Richardson.
Oh, she's Mrs. Tweedy.
That's what it is, yes.
Yes, so she came back. But yeah, I think most of them were replaced. Yeah, anyway.
Just like some of the visuals that they picked for this, like them going up into that, elevator of death or whatever, I thought was very striking. Like they were making some bold choices in this one. When they and that's the thing about Aardman is like, I should have known better to not have counted them out because they don't do anything simple.
Right. No, that's true. They didn't just do it for a cash grab, right? Like that's kind of what I assumed. It's like, oh, what should we do? Oh, let's just do another chicken run just because it was our most popular movie.
Well, and I'm sure they're working with Netflix, and Netflix would say give us some recognizable IP, and they'll say, okay, well, we'll go back to chicken. We'll do Chicken Run. It's not necessarily like big IP or whatever, but at least people know about it.
Yeah, it made money. People liked it.
But let's just make the weirdest version of this sequel that we possibly can.
This one's gonna be like a spy heist.
Yeah, kind of
James Bondy type
Mission
thing.
Impossible.
Well, they reference that,
yeah, they do.
But he's like, it's an impossible mission.
Yeah, shouldn't that be backwards?
I was gonna say though, I read. Oh, now I've forgotten what I was gonna say. Oh,
you read something that was not important, evidently.
Yeah, it was right. It was right in my mind. I was like, as soon as I've got a gap, I'm gonna give him this nugget of information, and now I've totally lost it.
Nugget of information. I gotta say, when they turned the one chicken into fucking nuggets, that was
dark.
That was really dark. And I actually didn't end up watching this one with my kids because the timing just didn't work out. I was watching it by myself last night, and I was pretty glad I didn't.
I watched it with my kids. They didn't really care. They just thought it was funny.
Well, my daughter has gone on and off of being a vegetarian, and this one definitely would have sent her back over to the other side.
That's a good shout.
And then usually when she's a vegetarian, basically means that we're all vegetarians for the most part.
See, I'm in the opposite way. Like when he ate that nugget, and he was like, "Oh, that's the best chicken nugget." I was like, "Oh, I wish I could eat some. I wish I could eat some of those chicken nuggets."
It did look pretty good. I had chicken earlier today. So.
Yeah.
Well, so now that we've reviewed Chicken Run 2, why don't we move on to our top 10 Aardman ones?
Well, before you move on, did you catch? And I had to look this up because I was looking for Easter eggs, and I knew they'd put Feathers McGraw in there somewhere because it's all chickens.
Well, he's a chicken, right?
Did you see him when you saw it?
I had heard that he was in the final shot, so I was looking for him. I doubt that I would have caught it if I.
No, I didn't catch it. I had to go back and look at it.
And I had to rewind and still try to see where he was, and when I knew to look for him.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I just remembered. Do you know that it's still technically a DreamWorks movie because they own the Chicken Run? They own the rights. They own the rights to Chicken Run. It's their property.
I guess that makes sense. So they own the rights.
Which is so weird.
Do they own Flushed Away too? Then
I don't know about that. Maybe like the Flushed Away franchise.
Yeah.
No, I found that really interesting. I was like, how does that even work?
All right, so we doing our rankings?
Oh crap! Yeah, okay, yeah, let's do it.
So yeah, we said
I'm gonna have to pull up a list because I didn't write it down. Oh no, I don't know. This is gonna be hard, man. I'm gonna struggle with this.
Well, why don't I do mine and then you can do yours?
Okay, go for it.
So I'll go from 10 to 1. So there's 10 Aardman feature-length films.
Well, it makes it nice and easy, doesn't it?
Okay, number 10. Okay, and I will say.
Oh, we all know what it's gonna be. Just say it.
Well, I'll say. I at least liked each of these movies. Like number 10 is Early Man, and I don't dislike Early Man. There's enough I like about it that I give it a passing grade.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that they've not made a bad movie.
So and number 10 to number 9, it's a huge leap in quality. I have Arthur Christmas, which I really like Arthur Christmas, but the other 8, I think, are all really, really solid movies.
So you've shocked me. You've shocked me now. There was one I was for sure for it was going to be in your bottom 2 at least.
Okay, just wait, my friend. Okay, number 8.
If you had the total 180, I'll Flushed Away.
You don't remember my opinion on that movie at all.
Yeah, you said it looked like garbage.
No, I said I love this movie, but it looks like dog shit.
Fair enough.
Okay, number 8, Shaun the Sheep. Number 7, Farmageddon. I love both of those movies.
Right.
Number 6, Chicken Run 2.
Oh, there you go. Didn't get in the top 5.
Number 5, Flushed Away.
There you go.
Like
you put
Flushed-
Flushed Away over this
Like
one?
Flushed Away a lot. Number 4, Vengeance Most Foul. Number 3, Chicken Run. Number 2, Pirates in an Adventure with Scientists.
Ooh.
And number 1 is Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Oh, man. That's a good list, Trevor.
Oh, thank you. So, a couple surprises on there, I guess? for
Yeah,
you? Like-
I thought you'd have... in my mind, I thought you didn't like Flushed Away that much. But I do remember you saying that you did like it.
I did.
But I mean,
did
that's,
like it.
but it's like you said. I liked them all.
As soon as I become like blind or I need glasses or something, I'm just gonna put Flushed Away on all the time.
So you're saying you are starting now with the petition for a stop motion remake of Flushed Away?
Why don't they just do live action remake at this point?
Just do live action. All right. You know what? I don't know how much I can argue with that list, to be honest with you.
So you would have Early Man.
I'd
at
have
the
Early
bottom
Man
too,
at the
right?
bottom. Yeah, I think I'd have to go that way. I think I'd have Arthur Christmas higher up. I'm a sucker for a Christmas movie, and I did like that.
It
one.
actually really pained me to have it that low,
Yeah.
but that felt sort of right to me.
Yeah, I'd probably. Oh man.
Like the fact that like I have a hard time putting any of the stop motion stuff below it is the thing.
Yeah, that is really tough. I know.
Well, like Flushed Away isn't stop motion, right? But
no,
I love the sense of humor. Like Arthur Christmas just doesn't have quite the same sense of humor.
no.
It does a little bit.
It's a
Yeah,
different kind of movie.
it is sort of. It is like, and we talked about how British that movie is.
Yeah.
But it does have like more of a universal story to it, more of a mainstream appeal.
Plus, it's like it's a Christmas story, right? So everyone loves a Christmas story. Well, not everyone, but most people. Yeah, I think I'd probably put for my number 9. I'd probably go Shaun the Sheep. So 10 Early Man, 9 Shaun the Sheep. Oh, crap! This is too hard. I'd probably then I'd do Arthur Christmas.
Okay.
No, actually, you know what? I'd put Arthur Christmas over Chicken Run 2.
Okay. I could definitely see.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but
Yeah.
and it might just be because I don't have as much history with it, but so yeah, they'll do.
Well, you're a big recency bias guy too.
I really
so.
am, yeah. Chicken Run 2. So 10 Chicken Run 2, then Arthur Christmas. Then what have we got left? Then Flushed Away. No, actually, sorry. Then Farmageddon. Then Flushed Away.
So wait, which one are you at now?
I don't know.
What was Flushed Away? Is that
I
5?
think that was 5.
Okay.
Then what's left?
Do you have Vengeance Most Foul?
No, I didn't. So yeah, then I'd do. Ooh, crap.
You probably slot that lower than Flushed Away, I would think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so slot that in under Flushed Away.
Okay, so Flushed Away 5, or sorry, Vengeance Most Foul 5,
Yeah,
Flushed Away 4.
4.
Then there's Chicken Run, Pirates, and Were-Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
We have the same.
So then I'd have to do Chicken Run, sorry. And then, yeah, so...
You'd probably do Were-Rabbit too, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
right?
I think I would. It pains me to put Wallace and Gromit second, but I just really love Pirates.
Yeah, you might be the one guy who has that first. Like, I feel like I'm also kind of bucking the trend by having that as number 2, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I just love it. I think it's different as well. I think it's very different from what they normally do. Like it's not. I mean, not that they normally do a similar thing, but it's usually like we're in England somewhere, going on like doing a little contained adventure, and that one's a bit more like globe-trotting madness. Even though a lot of it is just in England, most of it, to be fair. I just like the high seas. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I should have written it down because it's too hard. It's too hard to rank them.
I feel like I will have a different list tomorrow, basically. I feel bad for little Arthur Christmas. Like, he's such a jolly soul.
Like,
Maybe because it's April.
I don't have a bad thing to say. Like, the only thing you can say bad about Arthur Christmas is it's not stop animation. Like, everything else I really like about it.
Well, and like, so Shaun the Sheep, I thought was great. It's just like, it's
not as great.
It's kind of like
There's the others.
it's just a little more vanilla, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Well, it skews a bit younger as well, I
yeah,
think.
and like same for Farmageddon, I think is a fantastic
Oh, yeah,
movie.
it's great.
It just almost like leans too heavily on references. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying.
yeah, Chicken Run 2 impressed me. I left Flushed Away, despite looking like total crap.
That was a movie that looked like dog shit.
All right, so that's our Aardman rankings. Oh yeah, did you end up watching?
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up because
Cracking Contraptions.
No, I was gonna bring up the featurette for the Dawn of the Nugget. Did you get a chance to watch that?
No.
The behind the scenes thing.
No.
It's on Netflix. You got to watch it. It's pretty good. But no, I didn't watch. But before we move on to that, because the one thing that I always think with these movies, and like I watched Dawn of the Nuggets, that was a great movie. It's like whatever. And then I saw on Netflix there's a behind the scenes like 20-minute featurette. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna stick that on, and it shows you like them working, and I swear I just don't understand how they do it. I feel like it just makes my head hurt when I'm like, when they show you them doing it, and it's like this is us doing it, and it's like a sped up animation of them doing it, and like this is how we plan it all out. These are all the steps we do, and I'm just like, I still don't understand how you do that. Like I don't know how you move it that like in tiny little increments and make it look like an actual person's moving. Like they're all so talented. I'm just like I feel like it's just I'm going crazy just trying to figure out how you would do that. But no, you should watch it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, like I guess it's just foresight and patience.
Yeah, well, and they were because it's just a lot of work as well, right? It's a lot of prep. It's a lot of going over every minute detail of every character and just like living in it. But man, I don't know how they do it because I watched the movie. I was like, great movie. Then I watched it again. And I was like, I didn't give enough respect to that movie when I watched it. Like those people worked so hard, and this is like alchemy. I don't know how they've done it. I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen anyone do.
Like every time I'm watching this with my kids, I tell them, this is a real thing you're seeing. They were moving it so slow.
Yeah, you got to show them the singer because the cool thing is like they built all the sets.
Yeah,
and like you see,
you could
and like
really
were
tell.
and they were big, man. Those chicken puppets they had were like a couple of feet big, and
did they put like a gloss over it? Like,
yeah, they did.
It looks like it has shine.
They didn't talk about it. I don't think on the feature. I don't remember talking about the featurette, but I was reading up on it, and they said that they did. They put something on them, like something weird. I can't remember what it was.
Because that was like the first 10 minutes. I had a bit of a reaction to that as well. Because I'm like,
why does it look so weird?
It looks just like too poppy and clean.
Yeah.
Well, especially I guess they're happy.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be. Like, I suppose.
I loved in the first Chicken Run how dirty and miserable everything looks.
It was funny. I read a quote and it said that when they did the first movie, the puppets' feet would get dirty from them being used, and they're like, "Well, they're on a farm; it doesn't matter." And then this one, they're like filming in this pristine farm environment, and he's like, the director was like, "You got to make sure the feet are clean." They're like, this is a giant hassle cleaning these fucking chicken feet. But they also said the problem with this one was the scale. Because they had these giant chicken props, right? A couple of feet big or whatever. And that might be over-egging that. It's more like a foot. But then they said, like, well, these are the ones that we would use for most of the shots, but we can't have them next to the human characters because they'd be ginormous. So they also had little ones.
Well, that makes sense, right? Like, and there's not too many shots in the movie where they're in the same shot. Like,
exactly.
There's just a few, like, where, she's running away from Mrs. Tweed or she's flashing the camera in the guy's face. Oh, and that's one gag in particular I wanted to call out when the lady's just, like, flipping through a book of like all the eyes of all the employees.
That was amazing. Like, that's amazing. Just seeing chicken wreck. Yeah, that was a great gag. I'll give
and that was like a full minute of her just like flipping through and like
to open the door.
And like you could see the chickens in the background of like the eye too, and the eye's not blinking at all.
It's just a Polaroid. Yeah. No, they do good gags. They're good for the jokes.
Yeah. This one just I guess didn't have like that much plot to it. Really, is the thing.
Yeah, and it's funny. I love the Frizzle. We didn't really talk about the Frizzle character, the new Frizzle character, and I swear they just made her have a Scouse accent because they realized it'd be funny to say chicken truck. I was like, I go for the chicken truck. I was like, that's the only reason they made that character sound like that, because they wanted to do that joke. Yeah.
Well, the days are long at Aardman. You gotta find ways to make yourself laugh.
Exactly.
All right. Well, should we get to this?
Yeah, we should probably get into it. It's getting late.
Okay. I'm telling you guys, watch Hundreds of Beavers. We're going to be back in 30 seconds. Pete is going to say, wow, what a great movie. I really hope so for the sake of our friendship.
I'm going to break Trevor's heart.
Just pretend you like it.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to fake it. I'm like, oh, I loved when he did that pratfall. It was amazing.
All right. Well, wish us luck, everybody.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. Welcome back, everyone. We've not even got up off our couch here, but it's a bit different from normal weeks, but film shows are pretty good. So there you go. That was Hundreds of Beavers.
Okay, well, we know what I think. Pete, what did you think?
It's pretty freaking funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was very unique. I don't think you've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Took me a minute to get on board with it, I think. But it was.
Yeah, I think it starts slower than you would expect.
Yeah, like honestly, like when you thinking about it, it seems kind of crazy that they managed to get a whole movie out of like what they were doing and like keep you interested, because it could have got really old real quick, but it was inventive enough and just funny enough that it just like it wasn't bored at any point, where I would imagine I would have been, because it's like a lot of the same stuff over and over again, just slightly different.
Yeah, this movie really turns limitation into strength.
It definitely just like leans into it, like it's just in a really funny way. Like, we've got crap costumes, we're just gonna lean into that. Not even try.
Like, make the fact that they're like disturbing looking like lead the comedy.
Exactly. No, I was getting very when it first started. I was getting huge Monty Python vibes.
Yeah,
like flying circus stuff. It's like I was like, this is going to be like a big elongated section of Monty Python's Flying Circus when they did the mad animation stuff. But
yeah, the Terry Gilliam stuff.
It wasn't as mad as that, but definitely got vibes from that, especially at the beginning when just with the song and that. But no, I loved it. I don't know if I was up on it as much as you.
Well, I was pretty up on it.
Yeah, so. Like, don't know about top 10 comedies of all time, but it was definitely top 10 most original things comedies I've seen ever. So some bits were hilarious. I can't lie. But I would pick recommendation for me. I would say wasn't disappointed, even though you hyped it up so much.
Yeah, don't let the idea that it's a black and white silent slapstick comedy turn you off. I think it's pretty accessible.
Yeah, I'd say stick with it as well, because like when the first like 5-10 minutes, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be on Trevor's wavelength for this one. Like, I don't know if I can sit through this whole thing.
Were you getting worried a little bit?
Not worried, but I was a bit like, oh man, like I don't know if this is gonna land as much as he thinks it's gonna.
Well, what I really appreciate about this movie is it takes its time in establishing what are the various rules.
It does a really good job with that, actually. And just explaining like what's happening, because it's like the visuals, like it's just so bare bones. I would have loved to have been like on watching them make this, because like it's just dicking around in the forest, just like trying to put stuff together. But like it all comes together, and it has you never feel lost, even though you should, because it's mental.
Yeah.
But you never feel like confused about what's happening. Even though it's not that complicated what's going on, but like it does a really good job of like showing where even the geography of it. It's like it's walking over here now.
Yeah, well, like, and that feeds into the idea of it like using video game language and stuff.
You said that, and I wasn't really sure how that was gonna come in, but you were definitely right. It definitely has that aesthetic of it being like using even like just like, oh, go to the hut, sell the things, go and kill more, set up different traps.
Yeah. Well, and like it has like the different music cues going up for different locations. Like,
the little one where it shows them walking on the map. Yeah, brilliant. But even so, like that could have got old real quick, because it does it over and over again for a good 15-20 minutes, but it just keeps doing little extra bits just to keep it interesting and funny.
It does really ground you in the geography of it, though.
Really does.
You understand where everything is. Yeah. It's just so funny that he like he makes a fire, then he draws a fire on the map, and then it's still going when he gets back to it.
Yeah, stuff like that is amazing. Like, I wonder if they just like had filmed a bunch of shit and they were like, we need a way to sort of tie this stuff together because it's right now it's just a bunch of random scenes that we've just filmed in the woods. It's like, why don't we just make it like this? But yeah, I feel like it might have gone on a little bit too long for me. Like towards the end when he's like, we guess we're not. Are we going into spoilers?
Maybe not.
Can you even spoil this movie?
I think you can. It definitely leads up to something.
I mean, I guess so.
Well, you were pretty surprised at like the final villain.
That was pretty amazing. Yeah, I think just the bit like in the end, I think it was going on a little bit much for me, but man, I really appreciated just the craft that they put into it. Like you could tell it was just bare bones, and they really did a great job of like green screening the crap out of him at the end there. But
yeah, well, and like kudos to everyone involved in this. Like they had such incredible sense of comedic timing.
Oh man, some of it's brilliant.
And like the editing in particular, I think is so well done.
It is
like
really good.
When I was like thinking about, you know, what movies were my like favorite of the year, and this one was really high.
Right.
I also rated this really high in editing. I think I had it at like number 2 behind Dune.
Nice.
But like it's really good. Like it's like so much of the comedy comes from just like really quick, clever cuts.
Definitely does.
There's a scene where like there's a battle with wolves, and it's really funny, but it's also like pretty effective too.
Right. Yeah.
And like there's a scene where like one character's moving a knife from one hand to the other, and just like quick cuts between it. Like,
oh, that was
like,
amazing. Like he's not gonna be able to do this with this stupid helmet, with this stupid mask on.
like yeah, just the way it's edited is so in tune with the comedy of it too.
I love the quick cuts between, or not even that quick cuts between somebody in the costume and them just throwing the costume around.
Yeah, like
it's so well done.
And like yeah, it knows when to get sloppy with the
like
too.
purposely just like daft. Like the freaking horse is the best thing.
Oh god, that was so funny.
Like they could have made that better if they wanted to, but they didn't want to. They wanted to make it as shit as possible.
But yeah, I like that it didn't go to that well too much. Like
no,
like
that's true.
The joke, like and like the joke with the horse was like this looks so shitty. But like they could have easily made the whole movie that joke.
Yeah.
Which is like I don't know if you've seen Velocipaster.
No. Velocipaster?
Yeah.
Like, I think I've seen the poster actually.
Yeah. And like it's a good like so bad it's good,
right,
but it's aware that it's bad and leaning into the bad. But like that's an easier route of comedy to go down, like kind of making things purposely shitty. And this movie does this a little bit, but it also has like a lot of integrity to what it's doing too.
Yeah, I just love like all the people that were dressed as like beavers or rabbits or whatever. They did such a great job of just like
they're so committed,
like not even worrying about like coming off like they're trying to do something. They're just literally like just giving it their all, just running around. And like there's so many times where like bits of the costume just flies off. And there's one bit where the freaking head comes off and it's just the guy's head for a piece. They just roll with it.
I love when the one time like he punches the head off and then it's a skeleton underneath it.
It's like a human skeleton. Oh man. Oh, yeah.
And there's just so many great bits in it that we can get into a bit more.
Yeah,
spoilers.
No, definitely. It's one to be watched for sure.
Yeah, like my favorite recurring bit is when like it's like really intense with the music, and then it just like the music stops, and then they have like such a childish fight, like starts like slapping each other or whatever, and then like they hit each other with a log, and they're just like
it's like one of my favorite things in comedies where it just like cuts all the music. Like Monty Python was really good at that too.
Yeah.
Like in Holy Grail and stuff, where it just like cut the music and it just shows up it's just something doing something really stupid.
Oh, like the running towards the
stuff like that. It just cuts to them just like what's going on. Or like when they're doing the Camelot thing and it cuts to the guy in the basement just clapping along by himself.
Yeah, that's the best.
Oh, I just love shit like that. Yeah, I feel like that's the closest thing I had a reference to this was Monty Python. I was watching it. I was like, I could see this being a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah, and like Looney Tunes.
Oh, definitely. It was like a live action cartoon for sure.
And yeah, like I don't know like any specific video game. I would say like
I know what you mean, but yeah, any kind of resource gathering game,
exactly.
basically. Yeah, there's probably tons of mobile apps. I wonder if there's a Hundreds of Beavers app. That would be amazing if they'd done that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You just play the game.
Well, anything else before we get into spoilers? Like, it's pretty bit heavy, and I don't want to give anything away to anybody. But
yeah, I guess we don't want to ruin like too many jokes or whatever. But no, it's good, man. Like I say, I probably could have done with it maybe being 20 minutes shorter, but
it's about an hour 45, I think, right?
Yeah, I don't think it needs
a little
to be
long
that
for a comedy, but
like you could truncate the beginning section and probably a bit at the end, and you're not going to lose anything, I don't think.
I think if this movie had like a distributor, they would say cut it a little
You got to
bit,
cut.
but
This got to be 90 minutes, no more, guys. My max.
this is definitely a labor of love, and
Man,
I could see it being hard to cut down stuff when it took you like 5 weekends to film a scene.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where I've wanted to be involved in making it more.
Oh yeah, no,
it would have been
definitely
so much fun. Although in saying that, I was like, especially at the beginning, I was like, they must have just been out in the snow.
They had
like,
to.
How is he not so cold? There's so much of the movie is like not wearing hardly any clothes and running around with no socks on. I'm like, man, like that guy is doing his all.
Like there's clearly like heavy use of like green screens and stuff, but like he still seems to be out in the snow. As far as I can tell.
can't imagine they got like fake snow in there. Like,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just went out.
Because he's just like crawling on his like elbows and knees, bare shirt, or bare breasted, I guess.
Bare breasted, there you go.
And like you could tell like that he's going through snow that hasn't been trod on before or whatever. I'm like, it's gotta be cold. Like I don't think that's fake snow, but I really can't
just
tell
imagine
for sure.
him like doing the shot and then just like quickly jumping into like a car or something, warming up. It's got a bunch of space heaters just off the camera.
All right, well, so we're going to head into spoilers now. So if spoilers bother you, definitely jump off. But we would recommend everyone go see Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah, you should watch it, guys. You do yourselves a favor and get it watched.
All right, so let's go into spoilers.
Yeah.
All right, well, I want to say, like, would you have put that in your top 10 of 2024 now?
That's a tough one, man. It's so unique, man. It's how do you even compare that to other stuff?
So I ended up just putting it on a pedestal, man. Like I like you said, I've never seen anything quite like this before.
Probably just for the sheer balls of it and how it works. Like it shouldn't work as well as it does. It should be like a 20-minute gag and then like, yeah, I get the gag now. It's just guys in costumes just doing silly shit, but like they stretched out and it doesn't feel boring.
Like complete mastery of the tone it was trying to achieve the entire time. Like and
that's tough, but that's a tough line to walk.
It is really hard, and like it had like the aesthetics like looked silly, but like they stuck to a consistent aesthetic the entire time.
Yeah, they really did. They stayed true to themselves for sure.
And like they were smart enough to pick something that they could do cheaply.
Right. It made me wonder how many costumes do you think they actually had, or they just kept reusing the same four?
Well, they had to have had at least 5 dog costumes, right?
Yeah,
like,
for pulling the sled. Yeah.
And maybe at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 wolf costumes, because they all seem to be on like overlapping on screen.
Yeah, true.
Like with all the beavers walking, like you can clearly tell like stuff is superimposed there. Yeah. So maybe they had like, I don't know, 2 beaver costumes.
That would be amazing.
But then they had the Sherlock Holmes and the Watson one too. It's so funny.
The freaking Southern Lawyer one was amazing. I say.
He's like, what? And then his lawyer's just so timid. It's like,
it falls right over. The amount of pratfalls in this was like ridiculous, and in my mind I was like, I should be like rolling my eyes at all these pratfalls because they're just using it so much, but they were all just so good.
And like they found ways to be unique with each one. Like,
right.
Someone would just be walking after you think the scene's over and it's gonna cut, and they just go and fall over.
Almost as if like that, like some of them were just accidental slips, and they were just like, we're keeping that in.
I like when I was first watching this, I knew I was gonna love the movie when he's chasing after the rabbit, and they're like 10 meters apart, and they both fall at the exact same time.
That's what I mean. I feel
Exact
like
same
that was
way.
like accidental, and it's just like that was perfect.
Oh, and the bit with like the giant carrot is rolling towards him, but
Oh,
then
man.
it rolls exactly the way that it would. Like
So clever.
the movie does have a good command of physics, which sounds silly with how all the stuff works in here, but
Yeah,
like
well, it's-
stuff rolls the way that you think it would.
It has its own internal logic that it just really
Yeah.
sticks to, and you can totally understand what it's saying. It does it so well.
I just love like how brutal some of the deaths are too, like and just like
The shit was
just so heartless. Like he just walks up and just a bump,
just bump, he's bonking
bump.
at him like no. He's like, oh, some of them are so great.
So, who do you think is the villain of the movie?
The villain of the
Is
movie?
it
Oh, man,
Jean
that's-
Kayak or is it the Beavers?
That's a really tough question, to be fair, because the beavers don't really do anything wrong. He's just trying to kill him so he can buy a ring. It's a good question. The wolves, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, the wolves were pretty brutal.
Yeah, they suck out all those dogs. Those dogs were making me laugh so hard. Even
Man.
the very first scene when the master trapper comes up to the thing and they're all in the background, like
Yeah,
and they're
it's so
and they're all
funny.
supposed to be resting, and they're just like stretching, like they're just about to go for a long run, like
And-
stretching their hamstrings and shit. I was just playing poker at night every night. It's just so funny.
And they're really playing it like very like like submissive, like
Right.
sex slave kind of
A
thing.
little bit with the harnesses and stuff. Yeah, definitely. There's one,
Mush boy.
the one bit where he comes up and just like nuzzles his ass.
That's what it is.
Starts scratching his head.
And like them playing poker is really fun.
Oh,
Like
man.
it's a very clever bit, and then like they keep getting less and less dogs
Every night there's one less dog.
until the last dog, and then he starts playing solitaire. It's really
I love that they just had like giant cards. I feel like they had giant cards because it's the only thing they could handle in those costumes.
oh definitely.
And like, well, just use. It's like, oh, would it be funny if we're playing poker? It's like, well, how are we going to play poker with these like big things on our hands? It's like, well, just get giant cards. That'll be even more funny.
And the little knife was equally funny.
That tiny knife was amazing.
I loved like the unique camera angles that this does too.
Yeah.
Like when he's sharpening the sticks, like it has the camera like pointed
Right,
up,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like sharpening it right at the camera.
They put a lot of work into this, though, man. Like the amount of like post production they must have done on this. It must have took them so long.
Well, I wonder
even-
how much.
I
I
can't
wonder
even
how much they
imagine.
had figured out of it while they were
I
filming.
guess.
They must have cracked it early on, and then they just kept building off of it.
Yeah, that bit like the bit at the end I was saying about I feel like they could have cut down was like when he. I love the fact that they were building a dam and it was like, ended up being like a huge freaking
Yeah, it was just a-
fortress dam. But like all that in there, I thought went a bit too long when he's on this
Like the
when he-
log rides and
yeah,
stuff?
The
Yeah,
log
you could
ride.
definitely
I
cut
was a
that
bit
down.
like, oh, I feel like he's been on this log ride for too long.
But like the trial was like
Yeah,
great.
the
I
trial
wouldn't
was
kind
like
of
the fight in the room.
yeah, where they're gonna like turn him into a
Into a
skin.
man suit. All that was
'Cause-
hilarious. But all the stuff inside where it was like all totally green screened and just like it was like some of the gags were
Yeah.
pretty good. Like when the beavers were in the window and then it looked like a beaver face and they were the eyeballs. Like that's a pretty
Yeah.
cool gag. But then they did it like 3 or 4 times. I was like, I don't need to see any of this anymore.
Yeah, no, it does go on for a bit long. It is sort of like Mario in the castle kind of thing.
Definitely, yeah.
But at the point where he's being chased by the hundreds of beavers and he's on top of the snowball or whatever, and then they turn into like
The
a
big beaver, like freaking Power Ranger Megazord thing. It's so stupid.
it's just, at that point the movie's just fucking going for
It's
it.
such a great job of doing that, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's obviously just a guy in a suit with beavers painted on it, but the way they like, the way they stitch that together with actually the beavers, like when they jump and the rocket goes between. Yeah. Like the whole thing with the rocket was just like so weird. You know, like that's the kind of thing where I'm like, it was funny, but like you could have just, you're looking at trimming stuff down, like just get rid of the rocket shit and all that stuff.
Oh
like,
no, you gotta keep the rocket.
no, you don't. It was
'Cause
just like so weird.
It's just so perfect that you're really waiting for the fucking rocket to explode that giant thing, and then
The
it lands
big-
next
the
to
big
it.
explosion was
But it's
amazing.
still like like a hydrogen bomb going off,
Yeah,
and then they all just like float.
That was pretty amazing. That massive explosion.
And when he gets like the trap line document, and then he can't understand it, so then he immediately erases
just
it
rubs it out.
after the master trapper handed it to him as he's dying.
He just makes his new one.
Yeah, but it's such good like storytelling, and like he just starts anew, and then just draws whatever the fuck he sees, whether it makes sense as a landmark or not.
You're saying about the editing just being perfectly timed. I think the one of the best ones was when he first makes the crucifix, and he just like goes choose it, and it just turns into a crucifix, and then he just spits out the most blood. It's just like, oh my god. Oh, it's so fucking funny.
And speaking of spitting, with the guy with the like spittoon,
that was a pretty rough. That was recurring gags go. That was a pretty good one.
I love it, and like just doing the same gag but finding a clever way to keep it going.
Right.
My favorite being when the guy tries to spit in his face, and then he puts the spittoon in front of it, and then it just like does a U-turn away from it. Cause...
Oh man.
Okay. He spits in the gun, then shoots the gun with the spittoon, and he still misses.
Yeah, there's a lot of really funny bits in this one.
Like and you're right. It does start off slow, but I feel like it does build momentum so that
Oh, it really does.
by the end of it, like I feel like we're both humming with energy.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. I love the sled ride at the end.
Well, yeah, he's like judging what the best sled is.
It's like a freaking trench run.
Yeah.
Did you notice the bit when they go past the for sale sign?
Oh yeah, because they're definitely
It's just like keep it in. They're just on some random road somewhere.
yeah, they're definitely like just on like a country road for
Right.
most of this. Because you could tell when it's going from an environment that's mostly like digitally rendered to then they're in real life.
Yeah,
And like so when they got on the sled was one of those moments. He got on the sled and then all of a sudden he's just on a country road.
Exactly.
And yeah, that was a bit like Endor, that part, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, definitely. No, it's so fucking it's weird because like just thinking back about it, it's like you remember so many funny bits. It's pretty chock full of like great bits. Even just like how his traps sort of evolve. Like it just starts off being really shit, and then there's like getting a little bit better.
It really earns it because he's terrible at it for so long, and then he's gradually getting better, figuring things out. And I kind of like that, like he erases all the stuff the master
like
trapper
changes it all up.
He's
It's
got
like,
it figured out
this
for himself.
This is working better for me.
And then by the end, he has like 3 giant fans just like rotating hundreds
so
of beavers
funny.
around. He has one club killing them all. Like they all just bounce into it.
That's so hilarious.
But then the beavers are getting more sophisticated too. And then it's being patient with that because it's showing that they started with nothing, basically.
Right. Yeah, it's
Just
it's funny, man.
Classic clash between man and nature, and not sure which one you want to win.
No, it is really well done, man. I would love to see what they were like what kind of shooting script they had and what they had planned and what they just figured out while they were doing it. I wonder if they should have done like a documentary of the making of this thing. That would be so interesting.
I would love to find out more about how they made this and the people behind it.
They must be off their heads.
What's that?
They must be like totally crazy.
or they're geniuses.
That's what I mean. It's like the crazy geniuses.
There's
a real fine line between comedy genius and just like being totally batshit.
I know it might sound crazy when I say I think this is in my top 10 comedies of all time, but I really do think I'm going to revisit this movie like very often, like as often as I watch like Holy Grail or Airplane.
I wonder if my kids would like this one.
I bet you they would.
They probably would. It'd take them a bit to get them to get into it, but yeah, they'd love some of this stuff in this.
When I first was watching it, I wasn't really into the opening at all, but then I've like listened to that song a few times, and I'm really into that. It's really good, and that theme appears throughout the movie.
Well, they don't ease you into it it just starts and it's like we're going,
like
and
this
just like, get on board.
this guy's already lived a full life. Like
Yeah.
he has a successful apple cider business, but he's increasingly becoming an alcoholic.
Yeah, but they don't spoon feed you that. It's just like, we're in it, we're
Yeah.
going, go and do it, and this is what's happening. I was a bit like, oh shit, okay. I was like, is this movie started? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I just wonder what you were thinking the whole time as you were watching
I know,
it.
I was trying not to give anything away.
I was actually pretty nervous when we were because
I was like, huh.
if we were on the other side of this and you didn't like it at all, then that would have been
Yeah, the start I was like, this is pretty funny, but I don't know if I'm gonna be loving it as much as Trevor's hoping for. But it does earn it, like you say. It's like it's not like I was like looking at my watch thinking like, oh, I've had enough of this now. Even though I thought could have been shorter, I still like wasn't bored and was laughing up pretty much the whole way through.
All right. So anything else we want to say about this one?
No, I don't know. Just like, I think everyone should see it, even if it's not your cup of tea. Like, my wife would detest this film. It's not her sense of humor at all. She would not even get through 5 minutes of this movie before being like, I'm done.
I'm gonna get her to watch it. That's my new goal.
She will not watch it. I can guarantee you that. And even if you manage to get her to sit through and watch it, she'd just be like, this is dumb. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's the point.
I could see some people thinking it's dumb for sure, because
But-
you do kind of have to be invested. You have to buy into what the movie's trying to sell you.
Yeah, but you just have to be. It's just that sense of humor as well. Because like, she's not a big Monty Python person. She thinks that's dumb. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you're so wrong. It's like the opposite of dumb. It's just genius level shit you're talking about here.
But that's the thing. Like, we were talking about this a lot during our Aardman series. Is there's a fine line between like a really smart joke and a really stupid joke.
Yeah. It's tough. That's what I mean. That's why it's like, it is genius, because if genius can make a seemingly dumb joke actually be the smartest joke you've ever seen, whereas like it could easily just be a bad dumb joke.
It's so. I know that everyone involved in this was a genius. The gag where they have three beavers carrying, three beavers carrying two long logs, and then Jean Kayak comes down in a sled and just takes out one of them.
That was
and
a perfect scene. I
they
don't know
all
how
just
many times they shot that.
Oh, they must have done it so many
because
times.
It was perfect the way it all came off.
Everything's just so perfectly timed, and like it looks so like so random and sloppy, but it must have been choreographed.
That's what I mean. It's like, you can't, unless they were just like striking gold accidentally every time they turn the camera on. It's like, I have to imagine they just shot it over and over and over again until it just came out. Like,
This must have been very punishing on the body of that guy. Like,
no doubt.
Like, when he was like rolling in that box, like it was really him in
Yeah,
there.
that's why I was like, is that actually him in that box?
You know,
Like, geez.
I'm gonna call out his name because
Yeah, we should give him his props.
okay, so director of this is
Now he's got to pronounce all these names.
Mike Cheslick, I think is how I would say it.
All right.
So Jean Kayak is played by Ryland. How would you say that?
You're not even gonna try.
Taze?
Twos?
Tews.
I'm not even gonna try.
I think he was really good. Like
Yeah, he was. I mean, well, he carries the whole movie, really.
yeah, like it's pretty much just him.
It's just him by himself and a bunch of people in costumes. It's not. How long is the castle? Is like 4 people, and then
Yeah,
do they credit anybody as beavers?
Yes, you got
Just the stunt team,
Olivia Graves as the furrier,
right?
Wes Tank as the master fur trapper.
West Tank. That is a name.
That's pretty great.
That is a pretty great name.
Doug Mancheski as the merchant, and
Right.
Louise Rico as the fur trapper. And I gotta say, like, another thing I really appreciate about this movie is it basically takes 3/4 of the way through to get to the titles crawl.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, right? I was so shocked by that. I was like, was that just the preamble? Is this movie not even started yet?
because it kind of starts off saying it's a different movie.
Right,
It's saying
yeah,
like this is an Applejack
Yeah,
movie.
right, exactly.
And then partway through, it's like, oh no, this guy is a fur trapper.
Yeah, I was a bit like, isn't there supposed to be hundreds of beavers in this movie? Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
we're
like,
20 minutes in and there's nothing with beavers here.
And then the merchant says, "You can't marry my daughter unless you give me hundreds of beavers," and then that's the title.
Yeah, and it was like, that was like halfway into the movie. Yeah, that's why, I think that's why my reaction was like, they probably could have just made that beginning, all of that beginning a bit like, make it a bit faster. But then when I think back to it, I was like, but it's like, it's all such great groundwork.
Yeah, so I think when you're in it, you really don't quite realize how much the movie's teaching you at that time.
Because it definitely does ramp up as well, right? Like, it
Yeah.
starts off being a little bit silly, and then it just like keeps ramping up until like the end.
You have the beavers all jumping on top of each other. But like, it wouldn't have been able to sustain that level of goofiness the whole time.
And if it had just jumped in and done that and been like an hour long and that was the end, it might not, it probably wouldn't have worked as well, right?
Yeah.
Something to be said for a slow burn and building, like earning the laughs that you're going for.
Yeah. Well, because honestly, the first time I saw this, I thought the same as you, because this movie has a pretty good reputation.
Right.
So I started watching it and I'm like, okay. This is okay, I guess.
Yeah. Is it just going to be this for an hour and 40 minutes?
But then he throws himself on the fire. I'm like, okay, this is interesting.
And then the face just sets on fire at that one point. That's so good.
Yeah, and there's just too many gags to recount. Like,
Oh, there really is.
if you've gotten this far in the podcast, like, just watch the movie. It's really great.
Just stick with it. Watch the whole thing. It's definitely worth your time.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on if there's any behind the scenes stuff, because I'm very interested.
Man, I would love to know more about what they did.
Yeah.
I just wish I was there. It would have been so much fun. It's the kind of movie where I'm like, I would love to just go and do something like that.
Like, if this is the sort of thing though, like, if you have the vision, like, anyone could have made this movie if you had the vision to do it.
All you need is an animal costume hookup, and not even a very good animal costume, just one that you can use.
Like, 10 friends would be tough to get to.
True enough. Just get 4 friends and just keep reusing the same 4 people over and over again.
All right, well, I think we're both pretty high on Hundreds of Beavers. I give it 6.5 out of 6.5.
Oh wow, that's crazy! But
you're going to be so surprised.
I wouldn't go that high.
I think this movie is perfect.
So you think it's a perfect movie?
Yeah,
wow.
I think it's perfect.
Okay, well there you go. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I definitely really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'd probably go more like 5.
Whoa, 5?
5 out of 6.5. That's pretty good.
No, come on. Okay, just sit on it for a night, then come.
All right, I'll sit on it. Well, perfect movie that is a high honor though. That, Trevor, come on now.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. I don't know about perfect. I feel like there's a few scenes you could jettison, and without losing it too much from that.
All right, well, write in.
Before we get into a raging argument.
Write in, let us know if you liked Hundreds of Beavers. Or would you rather it be dozens of beavers?
Yeah, just one very angry beaver.
Yeah. All right, anything else, Pete?
I don't think so. Have we got anything we want to pimp? Have we got a plan for next week? I feel like we got through our schedule here. What's coming out next week?
Not quite yet. I don't want to say something. Like, we're planning on some things for Star Wars Day coming up, and
oh yes, that's right.
We got a nice juicy project on the horizon, but we're trying to figure out what exact day we're going to be launching from. But we're going to be communicating the schedule soon.
We got Sinners coming up, right? I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, well, so we've already got our 70mm tickets for Sinners, so we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm still upset that I feel like they ruined it with the latest trailer.
Yeah, the latest trailer shows too much.
The first trailer did such a great job of not showing you really anything. Like, I was like, what is this even about? And then like someone told me a spoiler, and then the trailer just spoiled that anyway. and then spoiled a ton more. I was like, holy crap! I feel like I've seen this whole movie now.
Well, because like it not only tells you in detail like who the villains are, but then it spoils like what I imagine is the biggest dramatic turn of the movie.
Exactly.
Well, too bad. Anyways, it's gonna be a great movie.
And you know what's funny? I feel like this is the year of actors playing multiple roles in movies. I think that'll be like the third one. I'm pretty sure.
I'm stupid. What
We've had Mickey 17.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We've
okay.
had Alto Nights.
What is Alto Nights about?
It's the
It's De Niro, right?
It's De Niro playing two like mob bosses. He plays two different characters.
Okay. We should have watched that instead
Yeah, we
of
should have.
A Working
I've not
Man.
seen it. I've heard it's pretty good. And now we've got Sinners.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there's going to be some more.
Right? You don't often get that, right? It's like that's Eddie Murphy's going to do, and not your professor or something.
Or Norbit too.
I'd like to see that though. I like to see actors play multiple roles in the same movie.
Well, Michael B. Jordan, he looks like he's cooking in this trailer.
He's always cooking.
Well, he's always cooking. Looks like he's having a lot of fun. Last movie I've seen him in was Creed 3, which I like the movie a lot, but he's playing such a wet blanket now.
Yeah. Those Creed movies are good though.
I like him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do some extended Coogler talk when we go see Sinners.
Yes, that's not a bad idea. Actually.
I guess Coogler wasn't involved in Creed 3 though, was he?
I don't believe so. He might have had like a
because that was Jordan
a producer
who directed it, right?
Yeah, was that his first movie he directed?
I think so.
All right.
Well, why don't we wrap it up?
Yeah,
It's getting late.
it is. I'm just talking nonsense about Ryan Coogler. It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Watch Hundreds of Beavers, everybody.
Yes, do yourselves a favor and watch it, and then watch it twice and see if your opinion gets higher.
Yeah, this is gonna be a classic.
Yeah, there's nothing else like it. I would say, in a good way. All right, should we call it there then?
Let's call it.
All right. Well, until next time, guys. Hundreds of Beavers, and that's the final word. I didn't really understand why they would design a farm like that. It didn't make a lot of sense.
Well, if you're gonna like,
Reminder, Wilson pill.
oh, you
There
gotta
you
give your
go.
dog a pill. I wonder if
no,
that's gonna work its way
This
through.
is his fart pill.
Wilson pill.
Oh, that's annoying. I should have turned
He
that
takes
off.
pills for farting.
No, I'm joking. It's arthritis medicine. Yeah, I might try to cut that out.